Hi, Susan. I'm glad to see that you and Moon have been working on increasing your intensity in courses. And one of the ways you were trying to get more speed on your courses was to put in, well, one appropriate and well-timed front cross on every run. And you just sent me these nice videos. And one of the things I want to do in this video also is help you identify what the good ones look like, the good front crosses that is, and how I evaluate video to determine if I think a cross was timely enough, if you did it, if you executed soon enough, if you communicated to the dog that the cross was coming. So I cut out a few sections of your runs to take a look at. So here's the first one you gave me. Here are, we've had some other discussions about your contact behavior and your loss of your contact behavior. So we'll leave that out of this one, this video. So you got Moon in the tunnel, and you're running to a front cross. So let's take a look at this. So your position is ahead of Moon. There's Moon coming out of the tunnel, and there's you. So that's all good. You start to move forward, and you're doing a couple interesting things here. Here's your target jump right here. And as you approach that, what you do is you stick your arm out so that, and you're moving forward and you're starting your rotation. But let's watch Moon. So right at this moment, Moon is using whatever cues you've given her about as she approaches this jump to decide how to take the jump. So what she's seeing are a lot of forward cues. You're face forward, you're moving forward, shoulders, you're making a little bit of eye contact, your inside arm is pointing forward, and so Moon uses those to say, oh, you must want me to jump this in extension, jumping straight forward. Then you start your rotation, you're getting your new arm up, starting to rotate. Moon sees this, and what happens? So Moon has just jumped moving forward, right? So Moon's path is this way, but where you want to go is rotating towards the next jump. So if we continue on here, you'll see Moon lands straight, comes way behind you, and then you rotate Moon around your body to the next jump. So when I'm looking at a front cross, or any cross, and I want to see if the dog got the information in, I look to see what angle does the dog take the jump at. So in this case, it was very clear that Moon lands straight, and then the turn occurs on the ground afterwards. If you had timed this just right, Moon would have taken that jump turning and wouldn't have landed behind you. So it's actually pretty simple to fix in this case, is all you needed to do was not hang out quite as long here. So if we watch this in real time, you kind of waited and then you didn't really accelerate this time and just hung out. So I would propose, once you make some contact, once you start seeing Moon coming near the end, you take off running and get going. You need to be way up here, already starting your rotation before Moon lifts at this point. So you need to already be there and giving those turning cues to Moon so that she knows where she's going next. So you do that, and this would have been just fine. And you won't have that. So that's how I evaluate them, as I watch the dog's path. So let's look at this next one. This was kind of interesting. You got quite a head in the weaves. Let's watch this in real time for a second here. And then you basically did a blind, because you had crossed. I guess you'd really just push down on her path and then let her come behind you. So this is actually a case where, when it comes to motivation, because of the way the course went back around on itself, you may really want to have stayed closer to Moon so that the two of you exited the weaves, so you're only a stride ahead as opposed to many strides ahead. Then you could have used your forward motion to drive her through that turn, but that's fine. Here you're ahead, Moon takes off to catch up with you. Let me get this back into view here. Here we go. So here I almost missed this front cross because you do it right where the judge is. So you're sending ahead. Let's watch Moon's path here. You're actually starting your rotation. Here we can see you here. You're facing forward. Moon is facing forward. Still facing forward. You're starting to rotate, but Moon has already committed. And how does Moon land? Moon lands this way. And now you're starting your rotation. So once again, you're just a little late. So Moon makes the turn on the ground there. So just a tad earlier, I think it was a good place to put the front, definitely, because look, you're nice and far ahead, and away you go. So let's look at this next one here. This, I think, let's get you up here where we can see you better. This was, I think, the beautiful front cross. Yes, this was the nice one. So here, before Moon is taking off, you're already rotated. You're in position. Moon's jumps turning. And the two of you run parallel. So we didn't see Moon. Moon didn't take any kind of zigzag around your body. You got into a good position. You were turned in time. And the only thing I would urge you to do is what I call snap out of the cross sooner. So as soon as you get onto that back foot, rotate as quickly as you can forward to move in the new direction. Your dog, you should see your dog in your peripheral vision, but you just want to rock forward and just rock it out of there. So that was just a beautiful front cross. Keep doing that. That's, if you want one to look at as a perfect picture, that was a great one. So let's look at your last run. Here's your A-frame. Still working on that. So you guys get back together. Then you come out, and let's look. Moon will tell us if you did this perfectly or not. Let's go let it roll. Not quite, right? So let's take a look at that in slow motion. It'll be easier to see. So you guys are together, coming out of the tunnel. You're starting your rotation, which helps, right? So now Moon is taking off. You started your rotation. That was great, right? You're rotating in. But was it enough? Was it soon enough for Moon? Sort of. Moon landed straight, and then you see the turning start. And what kind of gives this away, oh, that's the other thing I wanted to mention here, is if we look at where you're positioned, it's very hard to tell in this video, but remember we had talked about the handler line, and the handler line, or the front cross line as people call it, is the line from the wing of one of the previous obstacle to the next obstacle, and you don't want to be, or the inside edges of those, you don't want to be off that line. The further you are off that line, the wider out the dog's path will be. Let me draw that a little better. That's right, if you are along this line, ideally your dog's path comes along that line with the front cross. If you're off that line, your dog's path will go wide. This is a bad spot to draw that. But I hope you get the point. So let's look at Moon's path again. So we come up, Moon lands. You're kind of really watching, and what I'd like you to be is already rotated. So I'd like you to get this cross a little bit sooner, get fully rotated, and then you would see that Moon you could see how Moon took this step out and then back into you. So I'd say this was your second best of these two videos, but I know you can do even better. So you had the right thing going on here. If we watch this again, you're starting to rotate, but you were just that little bit late. It's all got to happen before Moon commits to the jump, because like I always say, you want the dog to know where they're going next and how much energy to put in. And the key to that is getting your cues just a little bit sooner. So looking good. Glad to see you're making progress, and I can't wait to see how you do next time. Thanks.